Have you ever wondered, what if every experience in your life, the joyful ones, the painful ones, carried a hidden purpose? What if even the days that break your heart, the setbacks, the unexpected twists, weren't random accidents, but quiet lessons trying to shape you? Buddhism invites us to look at life through a different lens, a lens that reminds us nothing happens by chance. Every encounter, every challenge, every peaceful moment, all woven together as part of a much bigger story guiding us along the way. Think about it. How often do we rush through life, labeling moments as good or bad, wishing happiness would last forever and difficulties would disappear? But life has its own rhythm, and hidden beneath that rhythm is a quiet order, a reason behind every unfolding moment. Imagine your life as a river. The smooth stretches, the unexpected bends, the rough rapids, they're all part of the journey downstream. You can exhaust yourself fighting the current, or you can learn to float and trust where life is carrying you. The Buddha taught that every experience, no matter how confusing, painful, or joyful, holds meaning. Nothing is wasted. It all shapes you, teaching patience, building strength, softening your heart, and awakening your awareness to life's deeper lessons. And when you begin to see life this way, even the hardest moments feel lighter. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And gently wonder, what is this teaching me? That shift alone opens the door to peace. In this video, we'll explore how this ancient philosophy can help you understand that everything happens for a reason. That reason may not be obvious at first, but with time and reflection, the meaning behind every moment begins to reveal itself. So I invite you to stay with me. Let's slow down, breathe, and open our hearts to the possibility that life is working for us, not against us. Because sometimes, peace arrives the moment we stop fighting life and start flowing with it. One of the deepest truths in life is also the hardest to accept. Nothing is permanent. The seasons shift, the people we love change, our bodies grow older, and even our emotions rise and fall like waves on the ocean. But still, we resist. We want to hold on to happiness, keep things exactly as they are, protect ourselves from discomfort. Yet life keeps moving. It doesn't wait for our approval. Buddhism teaches us the principle of impermanence, Anika. Everything is in constant transformation. What seems solid today dissolves tomorrow. Joy and sorrow, success and failure, all pass like clouds drifting across the sky. Think of a river. It never clings to one form. The water flows, adapting to rocks, curves, and currents. Or look at the trees. They lose their leaves in autumn, stand bare in winter, yet never despair. They trust that spring will bring new growth. Nature surrenders to impermanence, but we often fight it. We mourn when things change, fear the unknown, and cling tightly to what we believe will make us happy forever. But clinging to the illusion of permanence only fuels suffering. We suffer not because life changes, but because we refuse to let it. The Buddha taught that peace comes from accepting this flow, to witness change without fear, to love without grasping, to experience each moment without demanding it stays the same. When we embrace impermanence, we live more fully. We savor beauty knowing it's fleeting. We face pain knowing it won't last. We stop wasting energy resisting reality and start flowing with it. Even our hardest moments soften with this understanding. Loss, heartbreak, uncertainty, they no longer trap us because we trust that nothing stays the same. This doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go of control. It means meeting life with curiosity, not resistance. Letting change shape us, teach us, remind us that growth always follows endings. And with this mindset, we stop fighting life and start walking in harmony with it. In the next part, I'll show you how this simple truth transforms how we face challenges and helps us find calm within constant change. Stay with me. Once we recognize that everything in life changes, the next question is, how much of that change comes from us? The answer lies in understanding karma, one of Buddhism's most profound teachings. Karma isn't about punishment or divine judgment. It's not a mystical force watching our every move. It's much simpler and far more personal. Karma is a natural law, like gravity, woven into the fabric of existence. Every action, every word, every thought plants a seed. Those seeds grow, sometimes quickly, sometimes quietly over time, shaping the reality we live in. Nothing happens randomly. Our present is the harvest of seeds we planted in the past. Think about anger. Even if we never act on it, carrying resentment poisons our energy. It colors how we see the world, how we speak to others, how we react to life. That energy ripples outward, affecting everything, even when invisible. The same is true for compassion. A kind thought, a patient response, a small act of generosity. These may seem insignificant, but they plant seeds of peace, both in ourselves and in those around us. The Buddha compared this to planting. Apple seeds grow into apple trees. Thorny seeds grow into brambles. We can't plant bitterness and expect joy to bloom. The law of cause and effect applies to our inner life as much as the outer world. Sometimes karma unfolds slowly. We see people acting unfairly, yet facing no consequences. We do good, yet still struggle. It's easy to feel disheartened. But karma isn't always immediate. Some seeds take longer to sprout. That's why personal responsibility is so empowering. We may not control every outcome, but we always control what we plant. Every thought, every word, every small action, they're all shaping our future right now. Imagine this, a farmer walks into his field. He holds two bags, one filled with wheat seeds, the other with thorns. The field doesn't judge him, it simply nurtures whatever he plants. Months later, the harvest reveals his choices. Our minds, our hearts, our lives, they're the same. The seeds we plant today, through kindness or cruelty, patience or anger, become the reality we live tomorrow. So remember, every thought, every word, every small action is a seed quietly planted into your future. The question isn't whether you're planting seeds. The question is, what are you planting? Life doesn't unfold by accident. It grows from the simple, ordinary choices we repeat every single day. And sometimes, it only takes one small shift from within to begin creating an entirely different harvest for your life. If we look deeper into suffering, we often find the same root: attachment. We cling to people, to material things, to emotions, to ideas, believing they will bring us lasting happiness, security, and control. But life keeps changing. What we cling to evolves or disappears, and with that comes disappointment, fear, and pain. The tighter we hold on, the more we suffer. It's easy to confuse love with possession. We think loving someone means holding them tightly, making sure they never leave, controlling the outcome. But true love flows with freedom, not chains. Letting go isn't giving up. It's loving without trying to own, caring without trying to control, embracing life while knowing we can't freeze it in place. Imagine holding water in your hand. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. But when your hand stays open, the water rests gently in your palm, free yet present. Our relationships, our successes, even our joys, they're like that water. The more we try to possess them, the more they escape us. But when we loosen our grip, we experience them more fully, without the fear of loss clouding the moment. The Buddha taught that suffering arises not from love itself, but from attachment, from mistaking impermanent things for permanent sources of happiness. Freedom comes when we see life as it is, ever-changing, unpredictable, fragile, yet beautiful. True peace begins when we stop clinging to what we can't hold forever and start loving with open hands and an open heart. And here's the gentle truth. We can't stop change, but we can change how we meet it. Letting go is not losing, it's finally giving ourselves the space to breathe. In the next part, I'll show you how acceptance transforms not just your relationship with others, but your entire way of living. Stay with me. Since we were young, society has taught us to control life, to fight against anything that doesn't match our expectations, to resist changes, endings, and uncomfortable emotions as if struggle could fix everything. But Buddhism teaches something different. Acceptance is not weakness, it's not passivity. It's the clarity to see reality as it truly is, and the wisdom to know when to act and when to release control. Much of our suffering doesn't come from what happens, It comes from how we resist what's already here. The more we fight the present moment, the more pain we create for ourselves. There's an old Buddhist story that reminds us of this truth. A farmer's horse ran away. The neighbor said, "What bad luck." But the farmer simply replied, "Who knows what's good or bad?" Later, the horse returned with several wild horses. The neighbors celebrated. "What good fortune!" Again, the farmer smiled. "Who knows?" Days later, the farmer's son broke his leg trying to tame a wild horse. Everyone lamented. "How terrible!" The farmer calmly answered, "Who knows?" Soon after, a war broke out. Young men were taken to battle, but his son stayed behind because of the injury. Life is like that, unpredictable, always shifting. What seems good or bad today may change with time. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means loosening our grip, letting go of pointless resistance, and learning to flow with life as it unfolds. Fighting reality drains our energy, but flowing with life brings peace, even when outcomes are uncertain. Our mind is always drifting, wandering between memories of the past and worries about the future. We replay old mistakes. We imagine problems that haven't even happened yet. And somewhere along the way, we lose the present moment entirely. But the present is the only place life truly exists, the only space where we can feel, experience, and be fully alive. Buddhism calls this practice Sati, mindfulness, the art of coming back to ourselves, right here, right now. It sounds simple, but most of us live disconnected from the present. We eat without tasting our food. We listen without truly hearing. We walk while our minds run in 1,000 different directions. But mindfulness invites us to slow down, to bring our awareness gently back to each experience, to savor life, not in our heads, but through our senses, our breath, our being. Imagine eating with full awareness, feeling the texture, tasting the flavors, appreciating the nourishment, or listening to someone without rehearsing your reply, just holding space for their words to land. Even walking becomes meditation, each step connecting you to the ground beneath, your body anchored in the here and now, your thoughts gently quieting as presence grows. The more we practice mindfulness, the more life softens, stress fades. We notice beauty in ordinary moments, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of birds, the simplicity of a shared smile. Mindfulness isn't about escaping reality. It's about meeting reality as it is, without judgment, without rushing, without being lost in distractions. And through that practice, we find ourselves again, not fragmented between past regrets and future fears, but whole, steady, present. The present moment is all we truly have, and when we live inside it fully, even the smallest details become a doorway to peace. Wisdom isn't meant to stay on a meditation cushion or locked inside books. Real transformation happens when ancient teachings meet the ordinary rhythms of daily life, the moments when we're tired, distracted, or overwhelmed. It starts gently, with small rituals that anchor us to presence. In the morning, before reaching for your phone or rushing into the day, take 3 conscious breaths. Feel the weight of your body. Sense the ground beneath you. Set an intention. Today, I choose awareness. Throughout the day, we get pulled in many directions: stress, conversations, expectations. But mindfulness invites us to pause. Before speaking, take a breath. While waiting in line or feeling restless, reconnect with your body. Notice your breath, your heartbeat, your feet on the ground. When challenges arise, frustration, fear, disappointment, don't rush to escape them. Instead, meet them with curiosity. Name the emotion gently. Observe where it lives in your body. Ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? And at the end of the day, create space for reflection. Close your eyes. Recall 3 moments when you were fully present. Maybe a quiet sip of tea, a shared smile, a deep breath that calmed your nerves. Let gratitude soften your heart. Send kindness to yourself, not because you were perfect, but because you showed up. Extend that compassion to others. Their struggles are hidden, just like yours. These small practices don't erase life's challenges, but they weave wisdom into the fabric of daily life, turning ordinary moments into quiet reminders of peace. In the next part, we'll explore how personal awareness ripples outward, how your inner calm plants seeds for a more harmonious world. Stay close. Before we rush forward, pause and ask yourself quietly, where in my life am I still resisting change? What thoughts keep circling, keeping me trapped in fear, anger, or pain? How can I soften? How can I live with more compassion toward myself and toward others, even in small moments? These questions aren't here to judge you. They're gentle invitations to look inward with honesty and kindness. Because often, our suffering isn't born from life itself, but from the ways we fight against what life brings. The truth is, change is constant, but our refusal to flow with it, our tight grip on expectations, that's what keeps us stuck. And when we resist, when we cling to outdated beliefs, we not only suffer inside, we affect everything around us. But here's the beauty. Peace is contagious. The more anchored we are, the more present and compassionate we become, the more harmony quietly ripples outward. Think of your energy like water dropped into a still pond. Even the smallest moment of mindfulness, a deep breath before reacting, a kind word instead of anger, sends waves beyond you. Waves that touch your family, your friends, your community. Your calm becomes their safety. Your awareness creates space for others to breathe. Your growth inspires others to believe change is possible. We often feel small, powerless in a chaotic world. But every act of self-awareness, every moment we meet life with grace, plants seeds of change far beyond what we see. Your inner peace doesn't end with you. It shapes the world in ways you may never fully realize. And that's the quiet strength of mindfulness, transforming not just ourselves, but the spaces, the relationships, the energy that surround us. The mind is powerful, but it can be your greatest ally or your fiercest enemy. Left untamed, it creates suffering, feeding endless worries, fears, and judgments. But when understood, the mind becomes the key to your deepest freedom. Buddhism reminds us, suffering doesn't always come from what happens, but from how we interpret what happens. The same event can break us, or it can awaken us. It depends on the lens of our own mind. Through meditation and mindful awareness, we learn to step back, to observe thoughts as passing clouds, not as fixed truths, to choose how we respond instead of being ruled by habit or impulse. It's not about erasing all pain. Pain is part of being human. But with awareness, we transform our relationship with pain. We stop fearing it. We meet it with curiosity. We allow it to teach us instead of letting it drown us. Awakening isn't a distant goal. It's not something reserved for monks or saints. It's the simple, quiet art of living fully, present with each breath, each feeling, each fragile moment. I once heard a story of a monk who walked through a war-torn village. The buildings were broken, the streets empty, but amidst the ruins he paused to admire a single flower blooming from a cracked wall. Someone asked, "How can you notice beauty here when there is so much pain?" The monk smiled gently. Suffering is real, but so is beauty. The mind that only sees one misses the fullness of life. We can't always escape hardship, but we can train the mind to widen its view, to hold both the sorrow and the wonder, the struggle and the stillness. Changing the mind isn't easy. It takes practice. It takes patience. But every moment we soften our thoughts, every time we breathe before reacting, every step we take with awareness, we reshape our experience of life. You don't need to escape the world to find peace. You simply need to transform how your mind meets the world. If there's one quiet truth we've explored today, it's this. Every experience, the joyful ones, the painful ones, carries a hidden lesson. Even suffering, though heavy, is not here to punish us. It's here to help us grow. Awakening isn't some distant, unreachable goal. It begins here, with small, steady practices, with mindful breathing, with letting go, with meeting life with curiosity instead of resistance. Freedom isn't about escaping hardship. It's about walking through life with an open heart, a steady mind, and the wisdom to embrace each moment as it is. And that's why I invite you, if this message touched something inside you, to stay connected. Subscribe to this channel. Here, we explore how ancient Buddhist wisdom can meet your modern life, not as complicated theory, but as simple, living guidance. If you feel ready, share your reflection below. What moment from today's video stayed with you? What lesson is life quietly trying to teach you right now? Your story matters. Your voice may inspire someone else who needs it most. Thank you for showing up, for choosing awareness, even for a few quiet minutes today. The journey doesn't end here, it begins again, in this very breath.